Okay, first grade, we are going to be starting our Western art project, and we are going to be creating this beautiful desert sky with a beautiful cactus in the center. So we're going to do this in two parts. All we're going to do today is we're going to create the sky, and we are going to create just the illusion of a cactus. Okay, so we're just going to kind of give the impression or the illusion that there is a cactus, and then we'll come back next week and we will add our details with oil pastel and a black pen. So today, for our sky, all we will be using today are watercolors, and we are going to use this really cool sponge because we will need to be cleaning our brush today before we dip in a new color. So this is a quick, easy way to clean your paintbrush. So the sponge is wet, and I will show you in just a little bit how we are going to clean our brush. You will have yellow, you will have orange, and you will have green. So the first thing you're going to do is make sure your paper is hot dog. We don't want it hamburger. We want it hot dog. We want our sky to be really nice and tall. So the very first thing you're going to do is you're just going to dip in this yellow, and you are going to rub all the way across. So here we go. Yellow all the way across. All right. You don't want to mess with your paper too much, or you will get those little paper balls, and your paper will it'll actually start tearing. So you don't want to do it too much. You just want to get it covered. Now, I'm about to go into my orange to create a sky. So I need to clean my brush. So what you're going to do is you're simply going to take your paintbrush and you're going to rub it over the sponge. And that is going to really clean your brush, and it's going to kind of dry it at the same time. So now I'm going to dip a little bit in my orange. And if you notice, I am only going to dip into orange one time. You don't need a lot of orange, or you're going to use your yellow. Now, because yellow and orange are analogous on the color wheel, that means they are next to each other, I can blend yellow and orange. So this is okay. I can totally go over my yellow with orange. And I'm just going to add some orange streaks through here. Okay. You might have to pick up a little more, but you don't want too much orange or you're going to lose your yellow. And I'm going to actually keep it yellow towards the bottom. I want it brighter because I want it to look like the sun is going down or coming up. Okay, so I'm actually going to only add orange to the top and the middle. So, okay, so this is what it's going to look like when you're done with your sky. Now, we're not done because green is also analogous with yellow. We can actually go ahead and add our cactus now because we need to let this dry before we go back and add our details. So what we're going to do is we're going to then clean our brush. I'm just going to rub it over the sponge. It's going to really clean all that watercolor off because we don't want to mix our colors because we know from learning about the color wheel, once you start mixing colors, you're going to create new colors or you're going to create muck yuck. And you're going to lose your colors. Once I start mixing, if I mix orange with yellow, I'm going to lose yellow. And I'll lose orange. I'm going to create a whole new color. So just make sure that you clean your brush before you go into a new color. Now, to make the cactus, all you're going to do, we want to come to about halfway up because we want to make him kind of big because he is the emphasis of our picture. And that just means that he's the main thing. This is what we want everyone to see. We're going to dip our paintbrush in green, and we're just going to curve this way and curve this way. And it doesn't have to be perfect. We want about this shape. They're like ovals. They're like big ovals, and you're going to hardly be able to see it, and that's okay. I know you can't really see over this light, but there is some green there, and it's okay. You're not going to see it a whole lot because there's actually some yellow in this green. I actually picked a really cool yellow green. And then we're going to do the same thing here. I'm going to curve this way. And then I'm going to go ahead and balance out the piece and add another curve this way, curve this way. So I'm going to almost create ovals. A big oval and then two little ovals on the side. I know you can't hardly see in this light. It's going to be very, very, very light. And that's okay because we're going to come back after it dries. It'll darken. And then we're going to come back and add our details to our cactus. This one did the same thing. You could hardly see it, but when it dries, you'll be able to see it. And it's going to kind of blend in with the background. It's going to look really cool. Okay, this is all we're doing today. So when you are done, you will bring your paper and your mat to the drying rack. You will get a wipe. You know the procedures. Clean your hands, clean your wipe. Leave your paints and your brush at your tables. Go ahead and close your sponge, the top of your sponge. And you may get a book and read a book quietly when you are done. We will do the second part next week. Okay, let's get started.